I'm John, 59 years old, and I'm a 4-chord strummer. I started learning how to play guitar about 5 years ago when I was 54. Yes, 5 minus 59 is 54. Good job, John. Anyway, if you're thinking about learning how to play guitar, hopefully I can encourage you by showing you that if this 59-year-old can play a guitar, so can you. And I'm sure you've heard that before. If I can do it, you can do it, right? Well, check it out. We'll get into this. But first of all, I want to tell you this. I played drums for 40 years, and about 20 of those years were in bands. And so there are some skills that I learned as a drummer that transferred over to guitar. And I'll show you those or demonstrate those to you in a little bit. But there are several reasons why I wanted to learn guitar. Here's a few things. I like it because it's lightweight, it's portable, you can take it just about anywhere. That's cool. It's quieter than drums, and it's a little bit more pleasant to the ears. That sounds a lot better than... But if you're a drummer, no it doesn't. You love the drums, right? Even if you have nice sounding drums, drums still make a lot of noise. And you can't play songs with the drums, you know? You can't. Can't do that. You can't write music. You can write music with a guitar. You can play thousands of songs with this guitar only after learning a few chords. Seriously, a few basic chords. You can't do that stuff with drums. So, and the other part, well, drums are the same too. You can always challenge yourself. There's always something new to learn. So guitar's challenging. Anyway, in this video though, I'd like to show you what I know, my skills, what I know how to do after 5 years of practicing and still practicing and learning stuff. I am a beginner. There is no doubt about that. Okay. And then also I want to give you some recommendations and then point you in the direction of some good resources as far as helping you practice, helping you learn stuff. All right. So with that, let's get into this. But before I do that, I want to explain first that I pick this up just about every day and practice. But there are some times where I'll skip a day or two here and there because I'm busy or whatever. At the beginning though, I was dedicated to picking it up every day and practicing every day. Just some strumming, or I practice scales or other skills, or I just play for the fun of it. And sometimes I would spend up to an hour. I have a little amp over here. I would plug into the amp. This is an acoustic electric guitar. And so I'd turn that up, and that even made it more fun. Plus it's got Bluetooth technology. I can play music through it and play along with it, which is really cool. So those are some great things as far as practicing. But anyway, let's talk about my skills. Okay, basic strumming. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up. All right, so we've got that. The next thing I learned is a thing called Travis picking. And this is one of the first things. I learned this 5 years ago when I got started. My instructor taught me this one, and I'm still working on it. I don't have it perfected, but I'll pick it up and I'll... That's called Travis picking, so I'll work on that. Another thing to work on, here, I'm just going to grab my pick off the counter here, and the other one is scales. So just working the fingers up and down the fretboard and things like that. All kinds of things to work on. So that's kind of a little bit of the skills. And now here's where the drumming skills transferred in that strumming patterns are easier for me. So I don't have to think about, okay, well, how does that strumming go if I'm gonna play Take It Easy by the Eagles. So, take it easy, right? Rainy Night by Eddie Rabbitt. You can hear the percussion in there, right? That's different sound, different stuff like that. So, stuff like that. 16th notes, 32nd notes, 8th notes, triplets, different time signatures. That stuff transferred from the drumming to this. So that part it made it easier, but I still had to practice. I still had to learn all those chord shapes. I still had to learn, pick through the scales. I'm still not that great at it. I can play some CCR songs, Bible camp songs, some basic Eagle songs, just basic chords. That's it. There's, when it comes to bar chords, those are a little bit more difficult for me to do. And so, like I said, my practice time is anywhere from 5 or 10 minutes to up to an hour. And it's rare that I would ever spend an hour working on playing guitar. I'm still working, so I don't have the time to do that. Plus, if it goes into my nap time, well, then forget it. Or if it's later at night, I get tired and I gotta lay down on the couch for a while before I go off to bed. All right, the next thing I want to talk to you about is what I recommend. Okay, the first thing though that I want to talk about before I really get into that is that this takes consistent practice. Ask yourself this: are you going to be able to practice 20 or more minutes at least 3 times a week? Okay, 20 minutes of practice at least 3 times a week. What's your attitude toward it? Are you excited about it, or is it going to be drudgery? Are you going to be like, oh, I got to practice my guitar? If I want to get good at this, I'm going to have to go and spend at least 15, 20 minutes. I know I'd rather work on the car out in the garage, or I'd rather go fishing, or I'd rather go hunting, or go hang out with my buddies, or go have coffee, or clean the house. I don't know, whatever. Distractions. If that's your attitude, then it's going to be difficult to do this. But if you want to get to where you can actually play songs, it's just going to take a little bit, consistent practicing every day. Build up these calluses, you'll really enjoy it. Okay, all right. Consistent practice. Will you be able to practice? It's going to make it easier if you really want to do it. Okay, all right. My first recommendation is this: is to buy a nice guitar. And I'm talking to people that are in their 50s or older, right? So at this point, at this stage of the game in your life, I'm guessing that you probably don't have a lot of financial obligations, which means you have some cash to spend on a hobby, right? So spend a couple of $1,000 or $1,000. Well, I guess you don't have to spend $1,000. This was $699. It's a Martin guitar. It's one of the best guitar brands out there. It sounds great. I love the Martin sound. I have 2 Martin guitars. The other one was a $2,000 guitar. Like I said, though, at this stage of the game, I have the cash to spend. I'm not going into credit card debt to buy this equipment. No way. Okay, so you might as well buy something nice. Unless, you're kind of like, I really don't know. I want to give it a try. All right, so common sense would say buy something less expensive so that you don't feel so guilty, or you're going to have to try and sell an expensive guitar. Or you've got this guitar sitting around, or, it's something that if you buy something less expensive, there's less worry as far as maintaining it, taking care of it, and things like that. So there's that. You can figure it out. I know you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to go on and on about this because you're not stupid. All right, you're not a dummy. Not like me, where you go out and spend the money and then you've got this guilt riding over you on this guilty feeling because you haven't practiced enough this week. Anyway, And the thing about buying a nice guitar, though, I think they're easier to play and they're more fun to play because they sound so much better. They sound so good. It does make a difference. It really does. I play Martin guitars, like I said. I started out on Taylor guitars. So the top three brands, if you look up, and I just recently looked this up, top three brands of guitars is Martin, Taylor, and Gibson. The Gibson Hummingbird, I think is what it's called, the acoustic. That thing is like a $5,000 guitar. I don't know if you want to start out with $5,000, but it's up to you. You know, maybe you're an investment banker or something like that, and you got loads and loads of cash. You know, just, $5,000, nothing to me. It's up to you. But I like the Martin. The other thing I want to tell you, the second thing here, as far as what I recommend, is that you take lessons for sure. You want to take lessons. Why? Because you want to learn the fundamentals. You get those fundamentals down, and then you can build from that. I took lessons for about 2 or 3 months, but I had to stop. I learned enough from those to build off of, which I'm very thankful for. I had an excellent instructor. The guy is incredibly talented. But I had to quit because of our business. I got busy and I couldn't make it to the lessons. So I eventually just said, sorry, man, I can't, I missed 2 lessons. I can't keep doing this. So had to be the end for me. But I want you to if you're going to do this, please take lessons. If you either paid for or from a friend who knows how to teach and can teach you those fundamentals of holding the pick, strumming pattern, proper strumming patterns, chord shapes, tabs, things like that, and learning a few basic chords and maybe some picking patterns as well. The other thing I want to recommend, I've got some resources here for you. Okay, so you want to play guitar. Where are you going to buy one from? I highly recommend Sweetwater Music. They're out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, sweetwater.com. They have the best prices of any place for the best equipment, and the service is top notch. I've been dealing with the same guy for 10 years. His name is Aaron Cieslakowski. So if you go, or Cieslakowski, if you go to Sweetwater, ask for that guy. He will take care of you. And he'll tell you everything you need to know as far as what you're looking for and help you get into the right equipment. But I highly recommend that. And as far as getting music, ultimateguitar.com. That is an incredible resource for downloading music if you're wanting to learn songs. You can get the sheet music for it. You can get the tabs for it, the chord shapes, anything you need for millions and millions of songs. And you can get the free version of it, or you can get the paid version, which is under $40, $39.99 a year. And I have the paid version. I love it. Another resource that I used early on, I don't go to him anymore, but Justin Guitar, his YouTube channel, great resource for learning guitar. He's a great teacher. Another one is Marty Music. Those two are great resources along with getting music off of Ultimate Guitar. So that's pretty much it. When I first started, I questioned whether I was too old. Yep, I went online. Is 50 too old to start, or 54 years old too old to start playing guitar? And are my fingers too fat to play guitar and too short? Short answer, the answer to that is absolutely not. No. So if you're thinking that, you're not. Your fingers aren't too fat and you're not too old. I love playing this instrument, and they're not only are there, is it fun, but there's actually some cognitive health benefits to it, like enhanced memory and brain structure, neuroplasticity, ooh, that's a big word, and focus, improved executive function. Well, that sounds fancy. I mean, good for me. Fine motor coordination. It's a stress reducer, and it improves mental health. I know that. Yeah, it does. And it can slow age-related decline. So I don't know how, like Alzheimer's, stuff like that. It can help maybe lower the risk of that. Don't quote me on that. You might have to look that one up. But anyway, learning guitar also encourages creativity, problem solving, and emotional expression. I love that. I love that. Okay, so if you're thinking about learning how to play guitar, hopefully I was able to give you that push that you needed. Just let me know in the comments what you thought. Hopefully you found this helpful. I'm John, I'm 59 years old, and you know it, I'm a 4-chord strummer. Bye.